Hello and welcome back to Technical Tales Galactic Science. Let's get straight into it. I didn't do that much between episodes, and I'll explain why in a moment. One thing I did is I added an extra 2 layers to the mob spawner, so there's now 3 layers of spawning platforms there. Each one, as I said, is 5 by 5, and they've all got iron fans in them to blow the stuff. Floating up there, those are the floodlights to keep the top lit up. And I put them up there because they're at like a level 128. So that way if I want to add some extra layers, I can just sort of build up towards them. So let's get back to the base. I expanded the cobble generation here a bit. Basically, I wasn't generating the cobble as fast as I was using it, so I just expanded this out to 5 transfer nodes, and it's doing all that. One thing I might do today, because I think I might need it, is add some liquid transfer nodes sucking water out of one of these places, because of course this is an infinite water source. I'm not really using the lava for anything at the moment. Let's get back inside. Turn the air back on. I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to expand the base a bit more soon, so I think I need to make some more oxygen sealers. So, I improved this a bit. If I head on up and show you what I've done. One of the things I've done is I made the landing platform slightly higher up. That had 2 advantages, is that it let me put this pipe work in and still have an air seal below. Also, it means I can't hear the mobs because there's like a little bit of vacuum in between, and that seems to make the difference. Let me just see if there's anything stuck in here. Oh dear. I just wanted to pick up the chest because I can't open it while it's under the machine. No, that's empty. So let's put that back. And then this was just module extraction. There we go. So this is relatively simple. Got a barrel here that's full of metal methacrylate, and it just outputs into the side there to provide fuel to this thing. Here we've got a barrel full of swords, 31 swords currently. It can hold 256, and again it just outputs to the side. When this thing picks up stuff, it spits it into the chest, which then sucks it down into this barrel. I'm using the barrel to create an air seal. And then what I do is, when I notice that there's an item in the barrel, I add it to the filter here. As you can see, so far I've got a rotten flesh, zombie head, and spider eye. Spider eye's up there, rotten flesh is over there, zombie heads are just staying in here for now. And that works relatively well. It does sometimes not pick up the drops. Although that just vanished. Did it despawn? It also takes quite a while to chop them. I might upgrade to an iron one. I mean, iron... I'm relatively rich on iron now. I mean, I've got what is it? We times that by 4. That's how much iron I've got in chemical form. I've also got 38 iron there, 49 here, and there's probably some in one of these things. Yep, another 9. So I rearranged this slightly. I replaced I was using item nodes. I replaced it with refined relocation pipes running up to those things. And the reason I did that is that I'm going to expand... I need to expand my resource production. And I think that's probably what I'm going to do today. Oh, I fell in my pool of water. And I want to just be able to hook stuff into the pipe network from no matter where I am on the base, and be confident that it's going to end up where it needs to go. So you can see here that I'm actually gaining cobble now because I'm producing it faster than I'm using it. This thing's still doing what it did before. Now, at the end of the last episode, I was making compressed cobble, and I got my quintuple. I've hung on to those just in case I need them, but I don't think I do. What confuses me is the quest book was talking about making something from the quintuple, and there doesn't actually seem to be anything that is actually made from quintuple stuff other than sextuple. If we keep going up the line, will we reach something? Okay, there it is. Octuple compressed cobblestone makes bedrockium. I was offered a bedrockium barrel, wasn't I? So what use is bedrockium? It makes bedrockium ingots. And what use is bedrockium ingots? You make a bedrockium barrel, make a watering can. Okay, that could be good. Transfer node hyper energy. Okay, so obviously compressing cobble is something I'm going to have to do, and a lot faster than that thing can manage. Well, we can expand that out later. Let's hand in some quests that I've done. As I said, I was doing some chemistry as well in between. So let's go down this list. Okay, there it is. Here is the quintuple compressed cobblestone, and that gets me that bedrockium drum. I can have a filled oil canister or some gold. I think I'm okay for gold. So I'm going to go with the filled oil canister and the bedrockium drum. I'm going to put this stuff up here. You can see I've upgraded all my chests to iron chests, so they've got more capacity. Why am I still carrying around a bit of glass? That makes me think that I've not sealed something. No, that's sealed. Yeah. Back to the quest book. What else did I do? So I did Breaking Bad. Let's cook. And remember, you always need to test to see if it's a good batch. Basically, it wanted me to make 5 methamphetamine, and I did. It's going to give me some iron, and I've got a choice of calcium carbonate and gold. And I'm going to go with calcium carbonate, and you'll find out why in a second. Claim that reward. Now, I wanted to do the cocaine, but I don't have enough of a certain substance it needs. Recipe. It needs nitrogen, and I don't have enough of it. That's because nitrogen, let's go to the chemical decomposer. Ignore other chemicals that get nitrogen. You need things like feathers and arrows are the only things I've really found that give me nitrogen. I mean, it is mixed in with some of this other stuff, but I don't know where this other stuff comes from. Asparagine? Theobromine? Can be quite complex to find out where I can get something from. One problem is I never seem to get any skeletons. I've seen spiders and zombies up there. I've never had a creeper, and I've never had a skeleton, which is very strange. Also, night has fallen, and at night I really don't get any mobs spawning up there. So I can't do that one yet. I did do this one. Some elements will have a time till they decay. If you let them decay, they will turn into another element and also damage you. So a way around this is to use a leaded chest. So I made a leaded chest, which was just a chest with elemental lead all around it. And it gave me Einsteinium and a load of calcium carbonate. And I went, that's an interesting mix of things. I wonder why they did that. So I checked the usage of Einsteinium, and it makes ender pearls. 1 Einsteinium, 8 calcium carbonate gets you an ender pearl. This is how I can start making stuff with ender pearls, and it's why I chose calcium carbonate from that other thing. Because calcium carbonate is not easy to get. If you remember I was looking at something else which required calcium carbonate before, and I was like, where can I get this from? Well, I did finally fathom it. You get calcium carbonate from, obviously, carbonate, which is just carbon and oxygen. I've got plenty of that. It's the calcium. I couldn't work out where to get calcium from. I mean, my assumption would have been you get it from bones, but it doesn't seem to work that way. But there is a way of doing it. If I can find it. I'm not finding it that way. Soul sand. Uses for soul sand. One, you can sieve it, and you get nether quartz, gas tears, and nether wart. But if you decompose it, one of these... Okay, you get Einsteinium from here. I know... I can't find it. Oh. So this is how I can get the Einsteinium that I need for the ender pearls. I still need that way of getting calcium. And I thought I found it, and now I can't find it anywhere. I'm sad. We'll sit in my little water hole. So I obviously need soul sand so I can sieve it for the quartz, and so I can decompose it to get the Einsteinium. The Einsteinium is in here. So radioactive half-life. And what it does is, if you store this somewhere like in a normal chest, when you open the chest you get hit by all the radiation. Well, how to get the calcium is probably somewhere in one of these quests that I was reading. So anyway, so I did that one. Steady supply. Now this is silicon. Various materials are needed. You can make them with various methods from ex nihilo, but what happens when you decompose them? Yeah, so this is silicon, which I'm getting tons of from the cobble anyway, you know, from the silicon and the silicon dioxide stuff. So that's why I've already got that. But it's also, you get silicon a lot from decomposing netherrack, which you can make using barrels. You get lava and add redstone, and you get netherrack. I don't think you can sift netherrack. So let's hand this in. I get glowstone, which could be useful. What will glowstone decompose to? It's all about the elements. Phosphorus. Interesting. And a couple of reward bags. And then we've got in the end. Well, I'm sure you can make something better than that out of endstone. So this is where I need to get nether quartz from, and it gets me endstone. I actually want to know the recipe for endstone. Silicon, oxygen, hydrogen, and lithium. And the lithium comes from... See, this is the problem, is all it does is list other chemicals, and it's like, well, where do those chemicals come from? I need like a chemical tree, something where I can pick any element and it will trace it back to a real world item which I need to decompose to get the lithium. Well, I can get the nether quartz from sifting soul sand. Right, so I can't do that one because I need arrows for the nitrogen. I can't do that one until I've got the soul sand up and running. This one wants me to make ender pearls. Well, we already have diamonds, but the moon seems to be lacking endermen. Maybe you should put something together. A task where the player needs specific items. So let us make 10 ender pearls. That's going to get me a lot of magnesium carbonate. What can I use magnesium carbonate for? Absolutely nothing. Gets me magnesium, which I've got tons of, carbon and oxygen, which gets me tons of. Why do I need this stuff? Oh well, doesn't matter. 10 ender pearls coming up. Oh, this is annoying. Ah, it's decomposed at different rates and now they won't stack. Okay, let's get the calcium carbonate to start with, shall we? Chemical synthesis machine. Lesson learned, always keep those things as a single stack. I need to make 10, so I think I'm going to need both of those. So we'll take those ones and the 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Put the Einsteinium back in there. 10 ender pearls. Actual ender pearls. Where should I put these? I will put these... I will give them a barrel, because hopefully we're going to automate stuff like this. There we go. And the book's forgotten that I had it in my hand a moment ago. Right, ender pearls. Magnesium carbonate, reward bag. Pick the middle one, claim reward. After the pearls, we should just make diamonds with mine chem. Just because, I don't know. Just do it because this book is telling you to. Right, so I need 27 carbon nanotubes. I will get silver and more Einsteinium as a reward. So we'll definitely go with the Einsteinium. So carbon nanotubes. Obviously you get it from diamond. No, we want the recipe. That's a lot of carbon. So 64 carbon times 4 stacks of carbon makes 1 carbon nanotube. Okay. And how many do I need? 27. 108 stacks of carbon. Right. Now I can get carbon from coal, I believe. Set up a chemical decomposer here. Yeah. So I think I could just sort of work on that in between and get that one. Now this one, who knows if this is worth it or not, but this book seems to follow... but this book you seem to follow demands you make it. This is the methyl methacrylate, or methacrylate. I cannot speak. Anyway, we've got this stuff. Gives us aluminium, a bit of redstone, which I really do not need at this stage. 1 Einsteinium, 20 glowstone dust, cocoa beans, and a star container. Don't really need the star container. Cocoa beans might be interesting. Depends what cocoa gives us. Does cocoa give us anything interesting chemically? Tannic acid, which is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, theobromine. That gives me nitrogen. That's a source of nitrogen. That's interesting. I'll have to check some of the other plants I've got. Yes, I think I'll go with the cocoa beans. Right, who are you going to call? This time I slime him. Right, this wants me to make a slime ball. Polymethyl methacrylate. Is this just 3 methacrylate? It is. This is so easy. This we can do. We've got stacks of this stuff. Now, I changed the... If you remember, I was using relocator pipes here, but I couldn't work out how to get it to spread the fuel evenly. So I switched back to item routers, because there's this thing called a hyper rationing pipe. Now this just puts 1 in each item, in each machine. So that's spreading the fuel nice and evenly. These first 2 are still getting 64 because they're hooked to a standard thingamy pipe. But it means that all these machines are now always running and making lots of energy for us. So let's clear this. 1, 2, 3. Makes 21 of them. Nope, 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 nope. 1. And that gets me slime balls. Excellent. Is any use? Shaped crafting. Can pick a lead, a line, slimealizer. Okay, that seems important. Fluid manipulator for galactic craft planets. That's probably important. A slimeling inventory bag. Interesting. And that's enough slime, so it's giving me a bit of sand. Okay, choice. Silicon dioxide, nope. Gold, silver, reward bag. I've got... Gold and silver is like an inexhaustible supply. It's just like a matter of time, and it builds up. So I will go with the reward bag, because you never know. It might be a decent reward bag. That's a good one, and there's 2 greater ones. We will open those in a moment. Right, we are blazing through these.